Oh! First one of the day, he's only a little fella. Not bad for the first net. G'day folks, welcome to another episode of Ryan Family Outdoors. Today we're just going to be making some fishing sinkers on the camp stove out the backyard. Make it nice and easy, nice and cheap for yourself. Anyone can do it. Let's get into it. We're going to need today for making these sinkers. Got some different types of bean sinker molds. They're reversible, different sizes, different sides. Another older bean sinker mold, that's all one size obviously. Got some ball sinker molds, same thing, they're reversible with different sizes. Another older set. And a few crackhead spoons. So these spoons, obviously they make spoon sinkers. It's a lot cheaper if you don't want to go and spend anywhere from $20 to $40 per sinker mold. Then you can just use some old spoons you've got. They work pretty good themselves, and then just drill a hole in as required. Gonna need some old lead. This old lead was just an old lead sheet that was found on the side of the road by my old man about 10 years ago. Or I don't know when he actually found it, but you know, he found some lead on the side of the road and gave it to me. That's some repurposed lead from last time I made some sinkers. That was just leftover scrap. We want a couple of sets of pliers, device grips, and I'll highly recommend some welding gloves or some nice thick gloves. And the other reason I've got bricks here is when I put the sinkers here, they're not going to melt through the table. I don't know if you can see on the table there, I had a bit of a mishap last time, melted some sinkers into the table. For the actual cooking or the boiling down of the lead, I've just got an old Milo tin. This is what I've used a fair few times now, so it hasn't failed me yet. It's obviously better, safer ways you can do it. You can get actual purpose-built melting pots and use those as well, but for the purpose of something nice and cheap, I've got an old Milo tin. Still got a bit of reminiscence of melted Milo around the top there. So let's get into it. Just chuck a little bit of scrap lead in, let that melt down. As you can see, it's jumping around a little bit, so hand out the pliers, welding gloves, something you can move around yourself with. Hold it still while you're dropping things in there. Or if you want to be extra safe, you can get a pair of barbecue tongs, drop stuff in there so you're not going to splash any molten lead at yourself, because that wouldn't be ideal. Right, we'll let that sit there until that melts down. I'll come back to you once it's melted down. Rightio, so as you can see, that's completely boiled down. That's all ready to get made into some sinkers. Get ready to get put into the moulds. The first lot of sinkers I'm going to make are a set of 4 bean sinkers. So these are the larger size ones. They're a, what are they, 1 ounce? Yeah. So you'll see you've got these little nubs and a divot on each side of these. So obviously 2 sides get pressed together. That's how it goes. Then got our skewer that goes down the middle. Make sure it pokes all the way through. Probably can't see that on camera, but that's sitting only about 1 millimetre shy of being all the way through there. And also I get my vice grips. You can also use a clamp to do this with. I just like using the vice grips. Make sure they're adjusted a bit more open. Yeah, that should do it. But nice and tight. So, open it up a fair bit more. Right, there we go. So the vice grips be nice and tight. There, that is clamped tight. So I can still move my skewer. or a bit of rod, whatever steel you're going to use. We'll still move that, which we'll need to do in a minute. But you can't move the rest of the mould's not going to move. Right. So what I do now, just get those welding gloves. Don't burn yourself. Turn the heat off. That's as hot as that needs to be for right now. Grab our pot of lead. We need a pot of lead and we're going to put it into the mould. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't quite want to go in, and it doesn't matter if you spill a little bit, that's not the end of the world. And you want to twist that. Careful it's not too hot. Obviously being the first batch it's not going to be hot. You're going to twist that so the holes are going to be nice and clean in the sinkers, and so it doesn't get stuck in there. Alright, beautiful. Now just be aware that that is going to be really hot. It's got molten lead in there. Alright, let's crack it open. Rightio, so that's been sitting here about 30 seconds a minute. We'll see how it's looking. So should be able to just twist and pull that straight out. Sometimes it might get a little bit stuck in there. Right, so now that we've pulled this out, let's have a look and see how they turned out. Remembering that that lead mould is going to be very hot. Might have done my vice grips up a little too tight. There we go. Give it a little tap, loosen it up. There we go. How's it looking? Oh. So as you can see, obviously I didn't pour quick enough for that first lot, so these N2 sinkers didn't turn out the best. However, these two in the middle turned out quite nice. So you just cut off just a little bit of excess. You can grab them with your pliers, just twist, and they'll just come off nicely. You can also cut them off with a pair of tin snips if you want. And then just shave off that little bit with a file or a knife or however you want, and shave the ends. There you go, it took the whole of what, 5 minutes, and you already got a couple good ones done. As I said, with these ones here, these ones that didn't turn out quite right, it's because you didn't pour the mixture in quick enough. Or also what you can do to help is you can actually heat these lead moulds up a little bit, not a lot, just enough that they're not going to cool them down as quick, so they'll flow nicely into where they've got to go. There we go, once again got another nice one. And you see a bit of leftover, you can go straight back in the melting pot for the next one. Same with these bits left over here. Right, I'll give another crack at that one, see if we can do a bit better the next time. See how we go, we'll turn it back on so the heat can get back to it again. Give that another few minutes to warm up again. Ooh, that's a bit hot now. It's a good thing we've got the welding gloves here. That's not too bad. Get the vice grip back on the end of it. Loosen it off a little bit. There we go. Get our skill back in there. Be ready for the next lot again. If you want to even sit it a bit flatter, you can perch something up under it. No way, it should run a little more even as well. Not too hot either, but yeah, there we go. Nice shiny, not too bad sinkers. On the older sinkers that I've got there, they don't actually have the weight written on them. However, the moulds on these new ones, I don't know if you can see on the camera, they've got 1 ounce, 1/4 ounce, 3/4 ounce, and 1/2 ounce sinker molds. Alright, how's the mixture looking? Give that a few minutes. Get a little mix around. It's not quite melted again yet. Another thing I forgot to mention at the start of the video, guys. Obviously melting lead lets off some pretty nasty fumes. So if you want to wear a respirator, big point, make sure you do it in a nice ventilated area. I'm here in my backyard. So nothing above me, no cover. I'm not going to be inhaling too many of those fumes. But if you want to wear a respirator, it's probably safe to do so. So you can see in there that's just starting to melt. Give it a few more minutes. But obviously for the price of, oh, most people go camping have already got a camp stove, but you can pick one of them up for like 20 bucks at Big W or Target or anywhere like that. Or you can even go to the camp stores and pick one up nice and cheap. A Milo tin, or even a big dog food tin you can use as well. For the cooker, these little butane tanks, you can pick these up for the whole of $4 for a pack of 4. From same thing, any camp store, Bunnings, Target, Kmart, anywhere like that, you can pick them up. The only thing, the most expensive thing about this is probably buying the lead. Rightio, so pretty sure that's looking nice, it's ready to go. Yep, that's nice and shiny, it's all good. Let's get it all in. I reckon I've gone too slow again that time, honestly. Oh, I didn't quite get there quick enough to turn that. There we go, it's turning nicely now. Get that back on there. Turn on that while the lead cools down. Bit of multitasking going on here. Turn that gas off. Hold that still. Alright, so same as before. Get that nice and twisty. Get it out. Hopefully these ones turned out a little better. If not, guess what? It's cheap enough that we can give another crack. Never claimed to be an expert, so don't complain if I don't get it right the first one. I'm not gonna. Give it a little tap. Oh, come on, done. There we go. Release him. How's that looking? Oh, look at that, 3 good ones. One of these days we'll get 4 good ones. Rightio. So, making the ball sinkers is no different. So, since I've just made some bean sinkers, I won't worry about doing the demo for the ball sinkers. Exactly the same. However, what is a little bit different is these nice cheap crackhead spoon sinkers. If you get offended from me calling crackhead spoons, too bad. What do they look like? Righto. So with these ones, you want to get them sitting up on something nice so they're sort of sitting nice and even. Obviously that spoon's got a bit more of an angle than that one. Same deal. Got some nice melted lead in there again. Turn that heat off. And these ones, just got to be careful you don't splash it. Just like that. Right, so obviously these ones will be a little more tricky to get the perfect shape. Let's put that back on there for a second. That spoon's not really hot, so I can give that another crack straight away. So that one definitely could have given a little more. Rightio, lead's nice and melted once again. This one here. Get straight on there. Alright, that one's a little more even than last time. Look, beautiful, didn't spill any that time. Nice shiny look about it. How's that spoon? Spoon's not too hot either. I'll give another crack on that one. Oh, I was wrong, that spoon's actually a bit warm. But yeah, I'll give another crack on this spoon as well. See how we go. I'll even bring him up a little higher. Keep going. Beautiful. Look at that. Now, that spoon's starting to get a bit hot. This is why we have welding gloves. Because that's not quite set yet, and that's starting to burn my fingers a little bit. Look at that. Perfection. Rightio. So what we're going to do now, well, that's a bit warm. They are a bit warm still. We'll get a little spoon sink we just made. Oh, I might grab that with my glove. Little spoon sink we just made. Also get the other spoon sink we just made, yeah? I'm going to show you two ways you can put the holes in these. Since we're going for a bit of a budget video, we'll go for a budget option. Jeepers, that one's a bit hot. Alright, take these bricks off the table. Two bricks on the ground here. Now we're going to have two different options of ways of doing this. First way, nice and easy. Got about, pretty sure it's 2.5mm drill bit in here, which, you know, doesn't overly matter what size drill bit it is. First option is just going to drill a hole. It's still quite hot, so I'm going to throw a glove on. Just to hold it still. Ideally, use a vise. But I'm all about budget stuff, so here we go. Wish me luck, hopefully I don't lose a finger. Here we go. First option. Drill a nice hole through it, clean it off, get your hole through sinker, all done. Second option is even more budget. We can get, if we can find it, hammer and nail. Exact same. You haven't got a drill? Hammer and nail. Straight through it. Get it over a hole so you can get your hammer, your nail all the way through. Get a few good whacks. And you can even whack it through from the other side as well. Get that hole nice and uniform on both sides. Look at that. Nice hole. Two different ways, same result. So there we have it, guys. Nice, cheap, easy way to make some sinkers at home. A few different types of sinkers. Ooh, they're a bit hot. Same deal, you just put a hole in those. As I said before, you're looking anywhere from $20 to $40 to get a sinker mould, whether it be the ball sinkers or the bean sinkers. Op shop, 10 cents. Good luck making your own. Righto folks, well that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know what you want to see next. See you later.